Okay, moment of complete transparency here. I'm in a foul mood. Obviously I'm out backpacking. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful, perfect trail. The temperature is not too hot, but I've just been kind of having one of those like really rough mental health days. And yeah, now I know that for so many of us who deal with things like depression and anxiety, backpacking and hiking and being outside can often feel like a cure. So I guess I'm kind of hoping that by being out here in this beautiful trail, I can enjoy all the mental health benefits of nature. Now, if you're wondering, Miranda, did you wake up sad and decide to come film a video? No. I came out here to take you all to a gorgeous little alpine lake to go float in a pack raft, search for a hidden cabin, and appreciate a view of one of the tallest mountains in the Cascade Range. That's what we're gonna try and do. I'm hoping that this is what it looks like to push through instead of having it turn me around and send me home.
This is my show, gosh darn.
A few years ago, I made a video where I bailed on a trip. Because of a panic attack. I think since then, a lot of you know that I deal with anxiety, depression, panic disorder. Well, I'm out on another trip now where depression is rearing its ugly head. I could have very easily just canceled this trip. I could have just said, Miranda, you're not feeling in a great spot. Just go home. But I didn't. I don't know if that was the right choice or not. But it's so pretty. Give me a second. Okay. I'm gonna have to replace all the salt I lost crying. All right. To the lake. We just reached a junction in our trail. Pretty sure we're gonna stay on that trail. So this trail goes to Waptis Lake and also the Michael Lake trailhead, but we are gonna stay on this much better traveled trail, which will take us over Cathedral Pass and eventually to Peggy's Pond. We stopped for a short break so that I could rehydrate my lunch, which is my Rec Pack one complete meal. The flavor is vanilla chai. I only took a couple sips of mine and now I'm gonna hike with it because that's like one of the cool things about this. is you can fill it with water, rehydrate it, and then walk and drink. All right, fuel, let's go. And look, I'm smiling. For real, it's not a fake smile. There is an acronym that I was taught many years ago in therapy. It's HALT, H-A-L-T, stands for hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. And HALT is basically a reminder whenever you're feeling depressed or stressed or anxious or panicked. It's a reminder to like deal with these really big states of being first. If you're feeling really stressed out or really anxious, being like, okay, am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? And if the answer is yes to any of those, dealing with that first. Now that we stopped and I got some food and I, reminded myself that I'm out here with my best friend in the whole world, dealt with the hunger, dealt with the anger, dealt with the loneliness. Now, being tired, there isn't really anything you can do about that when you're hiking because it just is tiring, but yeah, I'm feeling much better. I think probably many of you can relate to that. And I think we can all probably relate to the feeling of being like, man, I am not feeling wonderful mentally. I really just need to get outside and be in the woods. Whoa, there's a lake up here. Oh, what a beautiful Alpine lake. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Wow. Oh God, I just really want to go for a swim so badly. But we still have 2 more miles until we get to our destination for the night. Let's do it. There's a big grouse wandering around in this greenery, but it just skirted off behind some branches, so which is too bad because I love grouse. They're hilarious birds. They always make like these really loud, startled noises. If you like surprise a grouse, they're like which I'm sorry for making that noise, grouse. I think we're about to get a crazy view. Whoa! Look at that mountain. Is that even a mountain? It's like a spire, like a outcropping, like a tower. I'm pretty sure that is Cathedral Peak, because right now we are along the Cathedral Ridge Trail. Okay, let's keep walking and see if we can get a better view. Oh, look at these flowers. Another little lake, very small. Oh, that is an incredible view. So we are gonna pass just to the left of Cathedral through Cathedral Pass. And then our little lake, Peggy's Pond, is just around the side of Cathedral Peak. What a view! This whole section of trail has been just beautiful, with Cathedral Rock towering over us, the wildflowers on the trail, these gorgeous little swampy lakes. Truly just a stunning section of trail. And now I am very ready to get up to Cathedral Pass and then make the turn off towards Peggy's Pond. So far the trail has been gentle and lovely and fairly easy, but the hike from Cathedral Pass to Peggy's Pond is going to be quite challenging. Look at that! We've officially joined up with the PCT. We are headed that way. Whoa! Oh my gosh! Wow. Did you see that like knocked me backwards? I was like, look at this. Do you see this beautiful crystal blue lake? That is Deep Lake. That lake is the big brother to Peggy's Pond. So that is Deep Lake. And just up the ridge a little bit, kind of sitting on the other side of Cathedral Rock, which is behind me, is Peggy's Pond. All right, let's go. Ooh, this is about to get hard. Here goes nothing. Very exposed. We turned off our main trail. We are now headed towards Peggy's Pond. We are skirting the edge of this cliff overlooking Deep Lake. It's pretty scary, to be honest. And this is how our trail is going to be pretty much until we get to Peggy's Pond in about half a mile or so. Yeah! Woo! Jeez. This is one of the scariest and most exposed sections of trail I've ever done. And it's all gonna be worth it in the end. Oh gosh, sorry. My bad. Oh my gosh, so steep. Pure momentum to the top. Zoom. This is really testing the traction on my shoes. Woo. Jesus, golly, we gotta be almost there. Woo. We made it! Wow! Welcome to Peggy's Pond. Wow, is it beautiful. I think I see a good spot to camp up in there. Let's go check it out. Woo, windy. Okay, are you ready to see one of the most perfect campsites you've ever seen? Ta-da! Right? We got flat space over here. We got a flat space over here. No dead branches. A nice little zone here. And then the best part, private lake access. A waterfront property, if you will. Wow. Dude, I was having such a bad day. I'm sorry. I was having such a bad day. I was like so upset this morning, just feeling sad for no reason. But this is like exactly what I think I needed. I think there's something about doing something hard and coming out to a place that is so beautiful and natural that makes it a lot easier for me to get out of my head and focus on the things that are outside of me and outside of my control, which can kind of help me manage my emotions. All of that to say, This is so great. It's just really pretty. There's fish jumping. That's so cool. Like you like little fish heads, like boop. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. Okay. I am going to set my tent up right here. I filmed a solo video recently where I went hammock camping and the bugs were so bad. And so many people were like, where's your thermocell, Miranda? If you've never seen one before, this is a thermocell. There's a few different sizes of it, and some of them use batteries, some of them are rechargeable, some use actually gas from a fuel canister. This one's just one of the rechargeable ones. The way it works is you put this little thingy in there. This is the little like dispenser of the liquid. You unscrew the cap, put the lid back on, press the button, and it makes a fun noise. Now it dispenses this stuff, like shoots this stuff out of this little hole, and that creates kind of a zone that repels mosquitoes.
It's like a blowhole of
What?
anti-mosquito.
Ah, yes.
As in from like a...
Oh, this is a whale.
That's like a... Yeah, that is basically a mosquito repelling porpoise.
You can't just say it's a blowhole with no context. It does take a little while for the actual zone to be established, as Thermocell says. So we're gonna put this down, and hopefully in the next like 30 minutes or so, we will have a place at our campsite that is mosquito free. All right, tent setup time, let's do it. I obviously brought my Nemo Hornet Elite, my favorite tent in all of the universe. And I think I will be able to set it up with a view of my lake.
Your lake?
Peggy's lake. I'm Peggy. It is I. I am Peggy's pond. This is Nemo's new quilt. This is my first time taking it out. I've actually had it for quite a while, but it hasn't been warm enough to use it. But I think it's warm enough now. First thing first is figuring out how to attach it to the sleeping pad. Maybe this? Okay, oh yes, okay, so this. This is the head. And connects right there. No, that's wrong. Okay, hold on, that's incorrect. This goes around the pad and then it gets tightened. Oops. Oh yeah, okay, then you tighten this on the pad. Oh, I got it. And now, the quilt gets clipped to it like that. That's pretty clever. This is a 20 to 30 degree quilt, is what it says. So I am definitely hoping it keeps me warm enough, because it is gonna get kind of close to like low 30s tonight. I think it's time for some dinner. There's Rainer, setting up his matching tent. Rainer can't think for himself when it comes to gear, so he just copies me. We wound up getting here to camp kind of late, so the pack rafting and the exploring of the lake is going to be a tomorrow morning thing. But there is one cool thing that I can show you that I brought with me, and that is this little chair, which is actually a chair that I made yesterday. All right, I'm getting my water boiling, and then I'll tell you a little bit about my DIY ultralight chair. All right, we're going to stir this and seal the bag and wait about 15 minutes, AKA the longest 15 minutes of my life, because waiting for food to rehydrate always takes so long. All right, while this rehydrates, let me tell you about my chair. I was looking at getting a Crazy Creek chair, which if you're familiar with Crazy Creek, they make these chairs that are like folding foamy chairs, essentially right like this, you like lean back in. But I wanted one that was gonna be really lightweight, just made out of like fabric and poles. So I decided to make my own. This thing weighs 7.8 ounces, and it could be even lighter if I swapped the poles that I used for something more ultralight. I got this fabric from a local store in Seattle called Seattle Fabrics that sells all outdoor fabrics. It's very cool. I also got the nylon there and the buckles, and then the poles that are in here are actually old tent poles from a tent that I don't own anymore. I don't even really know what happened to it. The way it works is that it is basically just a piece of fabric, and then there's 4 poles. So there's 2 tent poles or tent pole sections here and one on the bottom, and then on the other side of the chair, same thing. And then the fabric just goes between them. And then I sewed this triangle to reinforce the webbing. And then I did the same thing on the bottom as well. One of these is just a normal buckle. The other one actually tightens and loosens. So you can see you can tighten it, you can loosen it, just like that. And then what I can do is lean back on it, and I have a backrest. I just made this with fabric, and that was it. I didn't put any foam in it. So I'm actually sitting on a little tiny sit pad from Garage Grown Gear in addition to this. This whole thing is still lighter than any other chair I've been able to find. And as someone who likes to sit on the ground, it's pretty cool and cozy. How has it not been 15 minutes yet? It feels like it's been 35. It has been, okay, it's been 8.5, which means we're more than halfway there. Wow, that's be so good to drink. There's still a little bit of water in here, which is gonna help thicken our cheesy sauce. So now we add this. There we go. Now we stir it. I might add a little bit of that water back in, make it a little less thick. Oh yeah, there we go. And now we have dinner. Oh my gosh. Wow. Dude. Farm to Summit's mac and cheese is so stinking good. There's like all these veggies in here too. Egg noodles, whole milk, cheddar cheese, zucchini, yellow squash, kale, chard, bell pepper, butter, paprika, salt, black pepper. And you get a cup of broth on the side. This is exactly how I wanted to end this day. Eating mac and cheese by a lake.
Tiniest whiskey. Look at this beautiful bird, oh my god. Look at the beautiful colors on it.
He's trying to bring down the mountain. Saruman!
So this mountain over here is just extraordinary. I don't know which mountain that is. Maybe Hinman?
These are a few of my favorite things.
Eggs and coconuts and people and fish eggs.
There's a full moon tonight. Look. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's so cool. Oh, amazing. That was a perfect final thing to see before going to bed. A full moon. So I'm finally in my tent after a beautiful night at camp. Today has certainly wound up being not quite the day that I had hoped for, but in many ways, I think it turned out even better than I expected. The last time I kind of dealt with a mental health issue in the backcountry, I had a panic attack and I went home. So it was kind of nice to do this trip and to again be faced with some challenging mental health
stuff, or just a bad brain day, as I like to say. It was nice in some ways to be like faced with that and to be able to continue and still go hike and come out to this beautiful lake where I'm camping now. That felt really good to do. It's not always the right choice, but this time it was, and I'm very grateful for that. So right now I'm tucked up in my quilt, which means it is time for me to get some sleep, and I'll check in with all of you in the morning. Good night, Rainer.
Good night.
Good night. Good morning. It is 6 a.m. and I am not looking forward to getting up because I'm finally warm in my quilt, whereas I spent most of the night being quite cold. I definitely was like shivering at one point. I wish that I had poured some hot water into one of my water bottles and kind of snuggled up with that last night, because I think the worst part was really just warming myself up and then warming up my sleep system. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful morning here at the lake. So I'm going to get up and probably the first thing I want to do is actually inflate my pack raft so that when the sun comes up and hits the water, and maybe like when I get a cup of coffee made, I can go out on the water and get this day started. Breakfast! Coffee! Wow, that's so fast! That is the first time that I have inflated this using my pad pal instead of using the pump sack it came with. And that was so fast and so easy. The best part was that the adapter that works on my Nemo sleeping pads works perfectly for this. It is inflated. The sun is coming up slowly. I think it's time to make some coffee and then take it out on the water. I brought 2 different types of good coffee with me this time. I brought a packet of Death Wish Coffee Co., which you can actually get at a grocery store, or like most grocery stores, and it's really good. And then I also brought a packet of Verve Instant. This is their dark roast Buena Vista. This is so, so good. I'm not sure if you can tell, but they were at the bottom of my food bin. I think generally speaking, Verve is best with like 8 ounces of water, a cup. So that's what we're gonna do.
That's gonna be strong.
Well, strong like me. Sorry, excuse me. This coffee is quite old. It's all like chunky like that. But you can normally revive it. A little bit of patient stirring. Oh, wow. Verve coffee is so good. Which it better be, because it's like $2 a cup, which is a lot for instant coffee. So, for my breakfast this morning, I brought this Belgian style sugar waffle. I think it's called a Liege waffle. And some Jif to go peanut butter and chocolate. Oh, I wonder if I could like, is that a bad idea? Oh, that's good. It is hot out here, which means that it's very easy to get dehydrated. So, as usual, I'm using LMNT electrolytes to help me stay hydrated and avoid some of the side effects of electrolyte imbalance or dehydration, things like muscle cramping, headaches, fatigue, all of which I definitely experienced on our hike in yesterday. So I'm being hyper vigilant about it today. I just put in a packet of LMNT's grapefruit salt, which is one of my favorite flavors. Although honestly, all of LMNT's flavors are really delicious. My perfect ratio is 20 ounces of water to 1 packet of LMNT. That is how I think it tastes the best, and I find it to be most effective. But all in all, LMNT is my favorite electrolyte drink mix. I've used it for many years, and I'm so glad that they sponsor my channel and are sponsoring this video. If you haven't yet had a chance to try it, you can go to the link below, which is drinklmnt.com/Miranda Goes Outside. Place an order there, and you'll get a sample pack of 8 sticks of LMNT. Salty. Precious cargo. That was silly, but necessary. I mean, come on. For all of the Alpine lakes that I've ever visited, and it's been a lot, I've only ever brought my pack-raft out twice, this being the second time. And every time I do it, I'm like, gosh, I should have done this last time. Or like, man, I should have brought that. Because it's just such a cool way to experience the lake and to really get like a totally different perspective on the surrounding mountains. Plus the water is so calming and relaxing. Wow, I just keep getting pushed right back to the shore. Okay, I'm going to float for a little bit and then pack up my camp. Before I fully leave Peggy's pond behind, there is one last thing that I want to do, and that is see if I can find what's left of the cabin up here.
The dread pirate Rainer of Peggy's Pond. I will float at you at a moderate speed, but quite intimidating. Port out, starboard home, port with a capital P, O-S-H, port. Very graceful.
Oh, wow. Look at that. We're all packed up. Let's go find this cabin. I think we're gonna go that way to get to it. So I think that we're gonna reach a couple of smaller ponds, and then from there we should take a left and kind of head southeast. And then there's a stretch of trail that will connect us back to our main Peggy's Pond trail. And the cabin should be somewhere there. That's all I know. I'm pretty sure we're looking for the foundation of an old cabin. That's all that's left. Feels like if I was gonna build a cabin, I'd build it here. So maybe we're getting close. Wait a second. Could this be it? I mean, look at the way the logs are laid. Right? You've got log, kind of creates a little rectangle. And man, a great place to build a cabin. Look at this view. Whoa. Oh my gosh, what a stunning view. That has to be it. That must be what is left of the cabin. It's so funny, if I didn't know that that's what we were looking for, I would have just walked right past it and been like, oh, some logs. But like knowing that it's the foundation of an old cabin, you look at it and you go, okay, yeah, laid out in a rectangle or square. There's kind of some pieces here. And also knowing that if I was gonna build a cabin somewhere, I would build it with a view like this. What a stunning place to build a cabin. You can almost imagine like porch, right? Porch, door, rooms back there. Room.
Give us the tour, come on.
This is the tour? Okay, if this was my cabin, this is how I would have structured it. This would have been the door. You'd have a little porch right here. You'd sit in your little rocking chair, overlook the view. And then you'd go inside. You'd take your shoes off, boop, boop. And then you'd walk in to the living room. A little couch, a little fireplace maybe in the back corner, a little fireplace. That's where you are. And then you like continue over here, and this would be your little cot. You have your fireplace in the corner. This is where you would heat up water and cook. And then right in the middle, I don't know, a dance floor maybe? Like do a jig? And then the bathroom would be like a little outhouse or something over there. The full tour. Well, now that we've found what remains of the cabin up here, I do believe it is time to head back to the trailhead. This trip obviously started a little rough for me, but I'm really glad that I pushed through a lot of the feelings that I was having because it wound up being exactly what I had hoped for. With that, it's time for me to say goodbye. If you liked this video, as always, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you outside. Oh, and if you do come up to Peggy's Pond, I would recommend coming out and seeing this little cabin, just so you get this view. Bye.
Dun, 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 dun.